and welcome back to Dave and Ryan Review. It's been a little while, as sometimes it tends to be, but we always come back. And this week we're back with a bit out of left field, but it was something that popped up, and we thought we'd have a look at it. Dodgeball. But before we get to that, Dave, how you been?
We always come back. I like that. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I've no idea what you think of this. I'm.
Hmm.
I would. I'd like to think that we're pretty on the same page with it, though.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I might be disappointed.
yeah, well, we didn't talk about this one. So sometimes we'll talk about the films before we do them, and sometimes we won't. And this one we haven't. So I think in general I enjoy this film. Um, I'm not sure if I'd say I absolutely love it, um, but I will say there are some uh, absolutely hilarious moments in it, and also some very quotable lines in it as well. Um, you know, if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a dodgeball. Like there's some very quotable lines that I think we've said for a very long time since we got to it. So yeah, let's dive into it. What are your initial thoughts on the film, Dave?
Yeah, I just think really solid comedy. Really good. Like I think it's a. Yeah, I think it's a really good film, or good to great, but more in the sense of it's comedy, isn't it? And I think one of the best things is it's consistent from start to finish, and it's not. I don't feel like it really slows down much. Maybe there's the odd bit, but I think the comedy is pretty good all the way through the film. And it's a fun watch, and yeah, you could quote so many scenes, so many bits. It's just
I
just
think I
hilarious.
think that's it. It's very consistent. It's very it's an easy, like you said, it's an easy watch. You're not sitting there going, "Oh man, like this bit is, oh geez." Like you're just, you're just enjoy. It's an enjoyable film. Obviously, Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller. Um, if I'd say out of the two, who's my favorite, I'd probably say I'm not sure. In terms of being, I think Vince Vaughn in this, I think they're both hilarious because obviously in this film Ben Stiller is crazy. Um, as what's his name? Um,
Vince Vaughn.
no, Ben Stiller's character's name. What is it? Is it Dwight?
Oh,
It's Dwight, isn't it?
White Goodman.
Yeah, White Goodman. That's it. And obviously just hilarious as a character. But yeah, like a very easily watchable film. No problem at all. Um, and yeah, like just fun to watch. Vince Vaughn, yeah, this and I think Wedding Crashers. Um, I think were sort of my introductions to him. I don't think I'd really seen him in anything before these two. I know he's obviously been in films and stuff, but that was kind of the first couple of bits I'd seen him in. Um, what are your favorite what are your favorite bits in this? Like what when you think about this film when you go through it.
So I was saying to my wife earlier because it's been a flipping hot day today. It's a bit miserable at times, and I went, "Oh, I was thinking about Dodgeball," and her first reaction was, "Great, great film." And then we just started quoting stuff. And the one that got me was when they're sitting around and they're trying to think of ways to make money to restore Average Joe's gym. And the guy stands up and he's like, I know how we can raise the money. Car wash. And then the Steve the Pirate guy's like, ha ha ha. Then you've got dum 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 dum. My milkshake brings other guys to the yard, and it goes to them, and it's the girls doing the car wash. It's not actually them. It's another group, and then you got the guy, and he's like, yeah, we've only got one customer, and it's that guy who keeps asking Justin to clean his truck, and he's like bent over, and the guy's standing behind him with the dog, and he's like, yeah, boy, that's right, get in there nice and deep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Um, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good bit. Um, and even just I was just yeah, to me, just probably this one of two. There's two standout characters I think, and obviously White Goodman, but also Patches O'Houlihan, right? Um, You
Which
know,
one? You got two
old Patches O'Houlihan,
from Men in Black.
not Hank Azaria, old Patches O'Houlihan, just because it's like, it's just so funny, um, and you know when he's like, um, necessary, necessary, is it necessary? I drink my own urine. He's like, no.
No, no.
It's like, no. But it's, what does he say? It's like, it's good and I like the taste.
Like, no, probably not. But it's sterile and I
I
like
like
the
the
taste.
taste, and it's just like, jeez, like, and he comes out with a lot of very funny lines, um, and yeah, just you know, the whole build up to them, because obviously I think you know they have to find the money, otherwise White Goodman's, because they owe loads of, is it loads of tax I think or something, um,
He's behind in his rent or something, isn't
rent
it?
or
But
is,
basically, they need money and they need a way, and
yeah,
that
yeah,
this dodgeball is that.
yeah, and then White's gonna buy the gym and then go from there. But yeah, no, I think I think when I first saw like the trailers for this, I was like, I'm not watching this film. Like, I was like, Dodgeball,
I
what
don't think I
the?
watched it in the cinema. I think I
I
watched it
don't
on
know. I
DVD.
did.
You
I
know.
know I saw a trailer, but I certainly did not go to the cinema to watch this. Um, but it was, yeah, it was on DVD definitely.
Mm.
Um, and just, yeah, like it was just one of them ones where it's like, oh, okay, that was quite fun. Um, and just so many, like even Laser, Blazer, you know, like the names of the White Goodman team is just hilarious. Even the
They do, they do
got
a good job.
got
I was going to say they do a good job with the average Joe's guys being like losers. You know, and you sort of you root for them more because they make, you know, you got the guy with the glasses. It doesn't get, you gotta get angry. You
yeah,
gotta get mean. You know
yeah.
that guy. And
Is that the one with the wife
you know,
that's sort of taking advantage
just
when the kids don't like him and stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And he
And
goes
then
mental at the end.
you've got the you've got obviously Steve the pirate, who's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's all yeah, there's Justin Long's very funny in this actually. Um,
Mm.
very funny. But yeah, the character, the sort of cast of misfits um around Vince Vaughn's like cool guy kind of thing is very good. Um, it's very funny. The other one I remember is obviously it's like what does he say? He says like the I'm being told average Joes don't have enough players or something, and he's like, it's a bold strategy, Colin. Let's see if it pays off for him. That guy,
Oh
Jason
yeah.
Bateman, is
The comment,
yeah, the
the
commentators,
commentary. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, very like, very funny stuff. But yeah, just like I think that's I think thinking about this or what rewatching bits and bobs of it, you kind of realize, oh, they don't make these sort of, you know, it doesn't have to be like this big fancy big fancy comedy or like a big action movie or one of it. It's like just like a fun sort of fun story. Doesn't overstay its welcome. Bit silly. You can just sort of enjoy it and off you go. Like I'm just looking up how long it was. It was an hour and a half. So
Yeah.
just
And they fit, and it's a fun. What if you put it on? If you, after 10 minutes, you're going to watch all of it, aren't you? It's just
yeah,
one of those sort of films, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
And
I think
they don't
Ben,
make many of these. You know, not all cinema, but it's like I think they just don't take the risks on this kind of, you know, smaller, sort of, you know, a bit oddball kind of thing, right? It's not, you know, someone's like, hey, I've got this story about dodgeball. They'll be like, what the hell? Like it's a bit weird, but they make it work and it is fun. It's fun to watch. It's, you know, completely, you know, you will, if you don't laugh in it once, I'll find that hard to believe. Um, you know, because there's plenty of silly jokes. There's like bigger jokes. There's smaller jokes. There's like funny reactions to stuff. Um, doesn't the guy get hit by a car at one point? The guy with the glasses, like that's funny as well. Like there's
If
some
you
fun,
could dodge traffic.
yeah, and it's just brilliant. Like so, there's some very funny stuff in this. So yeah, I think you can find enjoyment in this, and it's a good solid comedy film.
Mm.
Absolutely, and obviously can't think of a dodgeball without talking about the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Do you know them all, Dave?
Dip, dive, dodge, something and dodge again, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
duck,
duck, that's it. I
dodge,
should
duck,
know it.
dip,
Really. I should
dive,
know
and dodge.
it. And the way when you got young Patches, the look on his face, just like dive and dodge. Just like, oh, he's the guy from Friends, isn't he? I've just clocked.
He's Mo the bartender's voice. Hank Azaria.
He's not, isn't he David?
Yeah, he's David. Yeah,
Phoebe's.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. I was just thinking, White Goodman. Ben Stiller. I think is so funny in
Who's
many
who's who's
films.
your who's your? Because I was saying I'm not sure who I find funnier. I think obviously Ben Stiller is very like crazy in this, but Vince Vaughn is very funny in this. Who do you find funnier? It maybe in general, just in general. I
Oh
think
man,
you're a Vince.
it's
I feel
tough
like you're a Vince
because
Vaughn guy.
I am. I am. I like him in this, but I don't. Yeah, it probably is Ben Stiller, but he's very over the top, and
Yeah, it's crazy
because
in this. Yeah.
Average Joe is very Average Joe, it makes it
Mm,
funny for some reason. It sort of, it's like I think when they have their back and forths, and
mm.
he's like copying what he says. Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. And just like he said, when Vince Vaughn's like alliteration aside, I think I take my chances. Oh, you will take your chances. Those stupid arguments. Just I think both of them complement each other really well.
Yeah.
Um, Ben Stiller at the beginning when he's like he calls Kate into his office and she's like, "You wanted to see me?" And he like comes down the stairs with a dictionary and he's like, "Oh, hi Kate, how you doing?" And she's like, "You invited me here." "Oh, did I?" "Oh," and then all of that, and it's like he's got a painting of him with taking the ball by the horns. And she's like, "What's that?" And like, "Oh, that actually happened." It's like, and he got his big bouncer guy, Michelle.
Michelle. Yeah.
And he like walks in on him like, was putting like
The pizza down
pizza down
his.
his
Oh,
pants.
jeez. Yeah.
He's like got things on his nipples, isn't he? And it's like, it's only a nut. I think one of my favorite bits was when he goes after Kate again at her house, and she like hits him, and he's like, "No one makes me bleed my own blood." And then he clicks his fingers, and then Michelle's on the bike like instantaneously. Like the timing of it is just so stupid, but it's just, they obviously thought it out.
Mm.
How
It's
did he
that.
hear that click? How did he hear that click?
Yeah. It's just a little funny, silly movie. Not taking itself too seriously. It's fun to watch. Inoffensive. You will laugh. I think in this one. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, no, definitely. I'm trying to think what else. The actual action itself in the dodgeball tournament is quite fun as well. When
mm.
when he's like, you want him to catch the ball and you want him to get it, and it's like, yeah, it's brilliant.
That moment. I mean, they did a really good job at being like, it's on ESPN, the Ocho,
Yeah,
and like, and seeming like this sport. And I mean, I don't. Is it a sport?
I think
It
so.
must be, right?
I guess so.
I didn't know if they were taking the mick because at some point in like the intro, you see like squirrels like on
Mm.
motor jet things, don't you? And so I was thinking, oh, well, maybe it's not
I think
actually
it's
a
maybe
real.
more taking the mick out of the. It's a small sport. Um, so it's
Right.
on like the smallest sports channel, but it's still, I think that's more what they're taking the mick out of, less than the. But I think it's a sport because there's like ultimate frisbee and stuff. So yeah, I mean, must be.
I know a scene that I've got a mention for Jack that he always found really funny, where the very first time they played dodgeball against those schoolgirls, and the schoolgirls beat them, and then they're just about to be announced the winner to go to Vegas or wherever, and then they go, "Oh, one of the girl players has tested for this testosterone, and they're like, "Damn it, Bernice!" And it's like a big girl with a beard, and she's like, you know, so stupid. And then they get through on the disqualification.
So
Do you
dumb.
remember? Or
Yeah, no, I do because yeah, I remember that cry. She sort of runs out of the gym or whatever it is. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
But no,
don't
you know,
remember.
I think for me, that's kind of what I want to say about it. You know, it's a fun film. It's enjoyable, and I think it's a recommended watch. I reckon.
Mm,
Um, but we'll try and get back
definitely.
to. I think from here we'll try and get back to a bit more of a regular cadence. Um, and but we will always be back. And so, have you got any final thoughts on this film, Dave?
On this film, yeah, you could just quote, couldn't you? Go scene to scene, all this bit, that bit, but um, give it a watch. Not just because we told you to, because it's a fun time. And it's one of those you do go back to, don't you? Even if
Yeah,
you've seen
because
it, it's
especially if it's on, if you see it on, it's like, you know, you might see it on one of these services that you got.
yeah.
You know, you go, oh yeah, I'll give that a watch.
And even if you catch it halfway through, you're still likely to watch it to the
Yeah,
end.
because
It's
you don't need to see the, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
oh, that story, man. I need to. No, you can just watch it and it's fun, and you know, and you could just, yeah, absolutely.
I just thought of one more scene
Oh
that
yeah, go.
used to make me laugh. Used to make me laugh is when you know they're celebrating that win, that first win in the bar, and then you know was it Globo Gym? They
Yeah.
come in and he's like, "Let me introduce you to my team," and it goes through all of them, and at the end, it's like, "And that woman, Gus Danovich, you are,"
Let me
and
find
she
her
like
name because
smart.
it's funny. Hold on. Her name is, let's see, Fran Stelinovskovich Davidsky.
And it like she then like smiles and her teeth, and everyone's like, and then the other
The one guy's
guy
like,
like,
oh my god.
falls in love. It's like Lady in Red. That bit used to always get me.
That's pretty good as well.
And when they get the uniforms, and it's like the sex uniforms, is quite funny as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. They're playing like bondage gear, don't they?
Are
All
you
right.
Big Daddy? Anyway, yeah,
Jeez.
we'll leave it. Actually, I could just keep
Yeah,
remembering bits. You might as well watch the film.
yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we'll be back. Um, shorter one than this, but I think yeah, film's good, enjoyable, and yeah, give it a watch. But we'll be
Always,
back soon.
always hold on to David Ryan review.
Someone's been watching Talkville too much. All right, see you later.
Layers.